Hello, and welcome back to the third episode of Who's Watching Anyway. I'm your host, Jordan Allen, and I have the guest feature, my buddy Johnny from San Diego. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good, man. How are you?
I am tired as fuck, I'll be honest. That's all right. Um, where is there any specific topics you want to talk about today?
Um, how does relationships nowadays go for you?
For me, to be
Yeah.
honest, that's a good topic to start off with. It's juicy. I like it. Honestly, I've been being led on a lot recently, I guess you could say. I just had a relationship with a chick not too long ago. It was kind of on and off. I don't know. It was like the first date went fantastic. Like we were talking super deep and shit like that. It was nice. She had said a bunch of stuff about like how she felt like super comfortable with me and she was willing to do a long-term relationship and whatever. I was super down. I've done it once before. I'll do it again. But
Yeah.
yeah. And then one thing led to another, and then she wound up leaving for like I didn't talk to her for like 3 weeks, and she comes back because like we had a long discussion, and then she actually like kind of like ghosting me in a way. But then once we met up again when she came back from whatever the fuck she was doing, we had a fantastic time. And then she went back to the state at which she resides, and haven't talked to her in the past week and a half. So I don't know, but commonly, I guess you could say, um, the most often thing I find happening is just being led on. I guess you could say nothing consistent to make the point clear. How about yourself?
I guess most recently I just started dating this girl. She's
Yeah.
a super sweet girl, and like we've been talking for about a week, and I was like, you know what? Like I asked her, I was like, let's just make this official. Like let's just see where this goes.
Yeah.
And then we've been dating for about 3 weeks now.
Okay.
And recently she's like, I feel like we're moving a little bit too fast. I was like, what do you mean? And she's like, well, I feel like I haven't been in like a relationship for 3 years. Da 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 da.
Yeah.
I haven't
Yeah.
really like opened up to people like I have with you.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, that's understandable. I was like, she's like, well, I feel like we should just be friends. I was like, you realize if we just go back to being just friends, I was like, there's no going back to what we have right now.
That is
I was like,
100% true.
I was like, because you lose that trust that you developed with me.
Mm-hmm.
And she kind of understood that. I was like, listen, like, I don't want to play these games like and go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, because then I don't know if like you're really someone I want to date.
Right.
I was like, and you're someone that I want to date. And she kind of got that and kind of got the point across with her.
Mm.
It was about an hour, 2 hour long conversation with her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not too bad. I mean, good for you. I mean, you made a good point though about I mean, if you guys go back, if you guys go back to the friend zone, then it's never gonna be the same.
Yeah.
So
And I was like, well, and I told her, I was like, we could do all the way back to the beginning to where we were talking,
mm-hmm.
but there's still that title there.
Yeah. I
I
mean,
was like, 'cause then there's still that attraction because I can tell, like, I could see it in her eyes.
yeah,
I was like, I can tell you still have feelings for me and you don't want to go that friendship route.
yeah,
I'm like, you said that because it sounded the right thing. And it kind of
damn.
opened up her eyes. She's like,
Hello.
hello?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I thought I lost you for a second.
No. Yeah, and it just kind of opened up her eyes to everything. And she's like, oh, okay.
You know what's
That
really
made more
weird? That situation is almost like I didn't go in depth, like super in depth, but that situation almost exactly resembles mine. The only difference is you guys are still together.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the difference. She just cut it
This,
off.
this happened yesterday on the 30th.
Wow. Yeah, my shit was similar instances, very similar situation, but it didn't turn out in my favor. But it's all right though. I mean, at the end of the day, like I miss that bitch. I'll be honest. But
Yeah.
I mean, if things go well and we stay in contact and shit winds up turning for the better, I'm so down. I mean, she was, I don't know, dude. Like, I'm not gonna say the cliche like, oh, she was different from everyone else. You know what I mean? But like,
Mm-hmm.
there was something completely different than what I've dealt with before. Like, I guess there was a sense of balance that I felt where like I used to be like extremely extroverted, but like whenever I'd have my tendencies of, crackhead energy or whatever, and she'd like
Yeah.
tell me to like calm the fuck down. Not in a rude way, but like I was once I was driving her from her house to like the party we were going to. I'm getting hype from like knife talk with, Drake and 21. I'm just going nuts, you know what I mean? And she like puts her hand on my hand and was like, "Hey, just save it for the party." I'm like, "Damn, low key, you right as hell." Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But since
We all
then,
have that one.
you say what?
We all have that one girl.
Yeah. So I don't know. As of recently, I haven't found anything close to that, and I don't know if I will. I'm not trying to be sad or anything, but I feel like that's honesty. I don't think I'm gonna
It'll
find
take
something like
a
that.
it'll take a hot minute to find someone like that again.
Yeah, and at that point, I'm just started a podcast. Like I'm just doing me, man. You know what I mean? I'm just working on
Yeah.
myself. I've been reading a bunch. I've been working out. You know what I mean? Just doing my job as much as I can. But
What made you want to start the podcast?
that honestly, it just I'm a people person, and I feel like the best way to actually like stay in contact with people and try to involve them to open up, you know what I mean, without being like, I guess like, how do I explain, like super intrusive, you know what I mean, like not invading of someone's personal life, but I feel like it's a good outlet to let people talk about what they think about, you know what I mean, and the safety of, and it just being in a conversation with me, you know what I mean.
Oh, I
So
100% agree with the people person aspect, and this is a wonderful way to like get people open up, kind of like get them to see an outlook on their life that they don't really get to see from their perspective.
yeah, and so I feel like with that, I don't know. I don't have any exterior or ulterior motives, I guess you could say. It's just,
Mhm.
I like, I don't know. This is fun for me. This is one way where I can create content that is in accordance with what I enjoy and what other people might.
Mhm.
But it has all the aspects of maybe not so much like, there's a difference between like YouTube content creation, you know what I mean, like strictly straight videos, and then there's just like podcasting. Podcasting, I feel like, is a raw form individualism where people can just speak their mind, and I don't have to. There's no narrative I can push or have an agenda with like editing and cutting out. I just the past. Well, I only uploaded one video today, as you may or may not have saw, but episode 2 is gonna be a 2-part, as you saw on Snapchat.
I saw that.
But yeah, it's just literally just the most I would be doing editing wise is probably just splitting super long episodes and just uploading it as multiple parts. But other than that, it's just from straight beginning to end. You know what I mean? If some conversations gonna be shorter than others, some are gonna be longer than others. So I'm down for whatever, man. It feels good to talk to people and get their point of view.
Oh, totally, 100%.
Mm.
Um, so back to the relationship aspect. So,
Uh,
what is one thing you see different from whenever your parents were dating to what to like now that we're dating, like our generation of dating?
I see what you mean. I was gonna say I was kind of fruity at first, but I got what you're saying. Uh, so I would say honestly, I would say honesty. I mean, whenever I hear about like my parents when they were in their dating phase and stuff, it was just, cutting straight to the point. There's no time wasting. There's no
Hmm.
courtship. You know what I mean? There's not like, well, I guess actually courtship would actually be more of a thing they would do back in, their time. Because I know like my mom when she was dating, whenever I was like super young, I think there was a dude she dated. His name was Chuck. I think I remember what he may have looked like, but there was no significant time. But how she explains a lot of the stuff, like all the advice she gives me is pretty much what she picked up on her day. So a lot of the
Hmm.
dating aspects that I look for is like what my parents would have done. So it's like don't waste your time, don't chase the women if they're not going to give you any effort back. You know what I mean? Don't be a doormat. Set your boundaries and just be honest, and you know what I mean? If they reject it and they think you're being too open or you're doing too much, then that's their fault. So,
Yeah.
I guess there's
So,
sorry, go ahead.
so a lot of my dating experiences like come from like personal experience, like how one thing went with another person, and like what I'm really interested in.
Right.
And to go back on that girl, like I was telling her, hey, like communication's a big thing. And she kind of like saw that. She agreed. She's like, yeah, communication is big. She's like, I don't get communication with my family, da 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 da.
Yeah, I
And
agree.
I was like, I don't mean to blow up your phone here and there. And I was like, but I do feel like we should FaceTime or like voice call
Mm.
at least like once or twice a week, maybe
Yeah.
3 times a week, like when we can, but not too much because there's a limit. Because then we run out of things to talk about.
I agree. I said that last episode. That's crazy. Yeah. 100% agree. I mean, how it was with my longest relationship I've ever had. That's pretty much what it was. It became routine. It was, I would go to work, or I'd wake up. I'd have to text her, hey, how'd you sleep? Blah blah blah. I slept well. How about you? I'm good. I'm going to work now. And then when it gets to work, like, hey, I'm on lunch break. FaceTime. And then when I get home, it's PS4 and FaceTime. And then we just stay up super late. I was fucking up my sleep schedule and shit. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it just becomes a routine at that point, especially when you're in 2 different time zones. It is difficult, but I feel like I said this last episode too. It's like I feel like with long distance relationships, if you want to make it work, it's gonna work. You know what I mean? So
But there's definitely that happy medium that you gotta find though.
yeah, I agree.
With FaceTime.
Hmm.
Like, I did like a long distance talking relationship. I never really dated the girl, but
Right.
she lived over in Missouri.
Mm-hmm.
I'm over here in San Diego, and we'd FaceTime till 1, 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
I was even dating the girl, and it's like, and after I got done with like this long work thing, I flew out there to go see her, and it went real well. And then I came back here, and I was like, yeah, this isn't gonna work out. It's
Yeah.
screwing up my sleep schedule, screwing up my work ethic. So I was like, hey, this ain't gonna work out. Like, I don't want to dedicate 100% of my life to you. I want to dedicate it 50% to you, 50%
Yeah.
my desires.
I agree. Yeah, because there's I guess the difference with the previous one is or my most recent one, I guess you could say, is like I still have hope. You know what I mean? Because we came to an understanding that like we're both gonna be extremely busy. You know what I mean? She went back to start school. She's gonna be doing a whole bunch of shit. Like, she's a little bit younger than me, so I understand like most of the experience that she's about to go through, I've already been through. So it's pretty much like I'm able to slow down while she does her business, and then she's able to catch up. You know what I mean? It's not forcing anything, but having that catch up time, like I feel like we'd be on a good standpoint once she goes through the huge transition of teenagehood to adulthood. You know what I mean?
Oh, 100%.
And so yeah, I mean, she's, man, like I said, I miss her. I mean, that was crazy. Like the difference in a previous relationship to what you get in the next one, it's literally like day and night. It's wild.
One thing I always tell people though, like if they go through things like this, and I tell myself too, especially when I get down to the dumps, it's like, hey man, like you're gonna meet another girl that's better than the previous,
Right.
or one that'll show you more effort than you actually put out, which is what this girl does for me. And she's putting out more effort than I can myself. Like, still, because she's always asking me, she's like, "Have you ate today? Have you drank some water today?
Oh wow.
How are
Yeah.
you feeling?"
That's super intimate. I like that.
And it kind of throws me off because I'm not used to those kind of questions. I'm like, whoa.
Yeah.
And it's just those kind of questions make you feel good. Well, she really does care.
Yeah. I mean, that's as much as you can ask for over the phone. You know what I mean? I mean, that's what I like. I 100% agree with like communication in that aspect, and her putting in that effort of making sure that you're in good physical health. I feel like that goes a long way. You know what I mean? Rather than just the FaceTimes and shit. So.
And when she doesn't eat, I physically call her, tell her, "You have to."
Yeah.
Not hungry, you have to.
I think that's Sorry, go ahead.
And she's like, "But I don't want to." I was like, "You need to eat." And she's like, "But I can't eat. I'm not hungry." I was like, "I don't care. You haven't eaten today. Go eat like chips. Eat like a piece. Just get something in your stomach."
Right. Yeah, because my thing is like I think what a funny stereotype is there's I've mentioned him like 3 times now. Like, this is 3rd episode fucking strong. This dude on YouTube, I don't know if you've seen him yet, Sneeko. But he made a funny stereotype where it's like women and how they think it's like, oh my god, you look so good. God damn, I fucking hate that bitch. Oh, my stomach hurts. Fuck, I'm on my period. Oh my god, I didn't drink water today. Fuck. Oh my god, she looks so good. Oh, fucking hate that bitch. Oh, you're nice. Your makeup looks good. Yeah, ugly bitch. You know what I mean? Like, funny as shit. I mean, that's just, I've seen that often. The only reason why I find that funny is because like I've seen it so often where like women just don't eat because they forget to. Like, how the fuck do you forget to eat? You know what I mean? Like
Like
how?
I understand I understand like having like an anxiety attack. You have something else going on
Right.
and you don't have the time to sit down and eat, or your body's not telling you it's hungry because it's got other things in your brain.
Yeah. How
Like
close?
you have
How close are you to the mic? I'm sorry.
hello?
Yeah. I mean, I can hear you. You just you keep cutting out every now and then. But I guess I kind of like I agree and I disagree to that point. I agree to the point of like, yeah, maybe you might not have time to eat, and like you should make time for it because eating is extremely important, obviously, for your life. The only thing I do disagree with, I'm kind of stemming away from what I believe anxiety is and what people misconstrue it to be. Everybody gets anxious. We all
Mm-hmm.
get put in fucking stressful situations where you have to think on a whim, and you get put under high pressure situations. You know what I mean? Whether it be physically or emotionally. You know what I mean? But I feel like there's. I just read a book. Everything is fucked by Mark Manson. He talks about the two different sides
Heard
of your.
about that book.
Yeah, it's good. He talks about the two different sides of your brain, right? Like you're sure everyone thinks you have one brain, but you have two different sides of thinking. You have your emotional side and you have your logical side. Now, this has helped me so much, and I feel like if a lot of people took this in consideration, I feel like a lot of that, quote unquote anxiety would actually would diminish extremely quickly. And the difference is literally I will like I'm doing now, dude. I'll play fucking lo-fi. I'll just go out for a drive and I'll literally just communicate from my emotional side to my logical side. How are we feeling today? Oh, I'm feeling fucking prime example when the previous chick she went back to her state, right? I'm like, how are we feeling today? Dude, I'm feeling down, man. Like I miss her, blah blah blah. My logical side is like, why? Why do you feel that way? Emotional side, well, because I miss her. I miss that companionship. That was extremely I had a great time for the little time that I had with her. You know what I mean? I want that. I want her. I want that experience again. And my left side or my logical side is like, okay, well, you also got to count your losses too and understand that she's, you know, 2,000 miles away. Like you need to understand that you may or may not see her again. You know what I mean? So like don't keep hope, and don't hold yourself out on that string and wind up cutting yourself short. Just cut the losses and just move on and do what you got to do. If you guys meet up again, you guys meet up again. And then my emotional side is like, huh, you're kind of right. You know what I mean? So then it got me out of my little funk, and then I started doing better. You know what I mean? And
Mm-hmm.
I feel like a lot of people misconstrue that and sometimes use it as an example of having that anxiety and, oh, I can't do this, I can't do that, I'm not capable of this, I'm not capable of that because of my anxiety or the meds I'm on, blah blah blah. You should probably look into that shit. If the meds you're taking are making you feel a certain way, you should probably get the fuck off them. But it has to do with their psychology. I feel like a lot of people really don't understand themselves, and not the excuse of, oh, I'm still exploring my options to, I'm living me queen type shit. Like actually sit down and have a risk assessment, you know what I mean? And really think about what the hell is going on in your brain and then use that to your advantage to do what you need to do. Prioritize what
Oh,
you need to do.
100%, bro.
Yeah.
100%.
So,
What I also don't understand is this misconception that women have with men and how they think all men want sex and that we just don't want this little courtship or this little like just bond we can grow with you.
mm,
And what I tell every girl that I've talked to, like seriously talked to, I'm like, hey, I'm not talking to you because I want to fuck you. I want
right.
to talk to you because, and I just lay that out flat. And I'm like, I don't give a fuck about the sex. The sex is nice. It's just an added bonus.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, I want you for you, your personality. And I've done a little bit of research on psychology too, and always look. My suggestion is always, especially if they have colored eyes, like blue eyes specifically. Look into their eyes, and you can always tell their mood or what they're thinking based on their eyes.
Yeah. It's I understand exactly what you mean, because when I'm pissed off or I'm actually angry, my eyes turn like a slight gray, and then when I'm happy or content, my eyes are kind of like a greenish blue. So like,
Mhm.
or kind of like a baby blue kind of thing. You know what I mean? It just I understand what you mean, and it's super cool that humans. I don't know how if it's guaranteed for everybody, but I know it's a super cool feature that some humans have, and I would say like
Not many people know that.
yeah, I don't think not many people do, because whenever I tell that story, some people are like, "Yo, what the fuck?" You know what I mean?
Mhm.
But there was another point I wanted to hit up on is I again it's another agree disagree, because yeah, if I want a committed relationship, obviously the sex is just gonna come along with it. I'm not, no pun intended, but I'm not just gonna try to hit you up, you know what I mean, and just try to get some. But then again, I feel like on the opposite side, us as men, I mean, we're biologically built to reproduce. You know what I mean? That's our literal biological goal, and our mission in life is to reproduce and then die. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I feel like it's situational. It calls for it. You know what I mean? If it's just like a one night stand, you just want to get some, and you're on the prowl, sure, go for it. But if you want a committed relationship, obviously I'm gonna communicate that as well. I'm not. I just don't want you. I don't want you just for your body. You know what I mean? If I'm interested enough, if I have like one conversation with you and I'm actually intrigued, like I'm gonna want to get to know you more. I'm not gonna just keep hitting you up just because I want to get you in bed. Like,
Mhm.
um,
And what's super funny is like I was having a real like horny night, to be like just blunt. And
mm,
like I told the girl, I was like, hey, like, because I was making like some slick comments here and there,
there you go.
and I just had to be blunt with her. I was like, hey, I'm having a real like horny night, da 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 da. Like, I'm sorry for like all the comments. If you don't appreciate them, I can stop.
Mm,
And she's like, I completely understand. She's like, you're a male. She's like, it happens. And she's like, in fact, I'm having one of these nights too. Da 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 da.
mm,
But I didn't want to like take that next step with her and like send pictures. And I told her that I was like, hey, like I feel like for each other to see each other bodies, like I want to see it in person. Like this is something we should experience in person before we send it over Snapchat, FaceTime, da da
yeah,
da.
yeah, yeah. Of course. I feel like that's some fucking high school shit. If you're still sending nudes and okay, well, not like sure if you sent me some while I was at work type shit, like fuck it, you know what I mean? But not as like getting to know you as a person. I'm not gonna want. I don't want your fucking nudes. Let's just meet up. You know what I mean? Like, let's stop wasting each other's time and getting our hopes up. You know.
Yeah, 100%,
So
100%.
the only issue I'm facing right now with the women around here is like super hard to find somebody that actually wants to meet up. It's like you talk about it. Yeah, sure, I'm down for a coffee date or I'm down for a beach picnic or whatever. Then when time comes and it's prime time weekend, we ain't got shit going on, and then you want to cancel me last minute. Why? You know what I mean? Oh, but the common excuse is I have family in town, which sure I can believe that, but when it's with every single girl every time, okay, dude, if you're just gonna fucking ghost me, just tell me. Like, if you don't want to hang out and you made a last minute decision, just fucking tell me. Stop wasting my fucking time. I hate that, dude. It's been a
Time is a valuable asset.
time is money.
You don't know that as a kid,
Mm-hmm.
and you're like, oh, I just want to sleep. I just want to go play. Da da da.
Mm.
We don't realize how valuable your time is to you.
Oh
Like
yeah.
what you can do. You can do so much in like the 12 hours that you're awake.
Mm-hmm.
Like even though like say in certain professions like blue collar pro- professions,
Right, like
they
trade
need a
jobs.
nap at the end of the day to like recover,
Mm-hmm.
be able to make it till their bedtime.
Yeah. Dude, if I could if I could have a nap during lunchtime, I would, 'cause that shit, god damn. But yeah, I guess there's a recent development, and I say recent as in the past like year, is that my biggest pet peeve is wasting my time. Don't you fucking waste my time, 'cause I know I'm not gonna waste yours. 'Cause
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna be straightforward. I'm gonna tell you what I think. If you reject it, that's okay. Move on. You know what I mean? But if you're gonna lead me on and shit, and I don't pick it up within like the first like couple days that you're gonna try to lead me on, then yeah, just fucking hold it. Don't do all this shit. You know? So
The thing is, it goes both ways. Like with a girl too, like they expect a guy to waste their time, and then they meet a nice guy like you or I, and they're like, well, fuck, and they kind of get scared.
yeah, they're intimidated. I understand. Yeah, I 100% agree. Because here's the thing, right? So I was talking to my mom about it, and I think she said it perfectly. You know, I guess there's a little ego boost, I suppose, but I know I'm very driven. I have a lot of ambitions. I know I only have a limited amount of time on this earth, and I know what I want. So I feel like any girl that's around our age range who obviously they're quote unquote exploring their options, you know, going out every fucking night, you know, every Friday night and just getting fucking ran through. It's like
I hate shit.
you're not exploring your options. You're just a fucking hoe. Yeah, I know that sounds fucking disrespectful, but it's the god honest truth, you know? Like don't stop hoeing around. Like I think I had it on my Tinder profile for a little bit. It was like don't just stop wasting your time and get with me. You know what I mean? Like stop fucking around. Cause okay, back to the main point I was gonna make though. Is like my mom, she was saying, she's like, you know, one thing that I'm picking up is that any girl that like leads you on or blah blah blah, they believe that you're husband material. I think that's bullshit because they're wasting your time. She was like, but they're intimidated at your level headedness and where you're at in life right now. Not many people know what they want, you know, at your age. And she was like, so for those who don't know and you come across as like, hey, this is what I want to do, you're coming along with me, you're playing catch up and you're staying up, you know what I mean? She said that can be intimidating to those who don't really know what they want. Which I told her immediately, I'm like, that's fucking bullshit, you know what I mean? Because I don't have the patience for that. I'm not gonna fucking wait around with my tail in between my legs and just wait for you to come along and be like, oh yeah, I'm ready to marry you now after I fuck 25 guys. It's like, no, I don't want that shit, you know?
Yeah, 100%, 110%, bro. Like, I feel like being a hoe is one thing. Like, we all have our hoe stage. It is okay to be a hoe.
Yeah.
And
now modern times, I guess you could say.
well, even back then, like 30 years ago, bro. Everyone I talked to my mom about is like, hey, like, did y'all go through hoe phases too? She's like, yeah, 110%, especially like after big breakups, after like 2-3 years of dating.
Yeah.
And she's like, and like you said, exploring your options. That's not what it's called. It's called you just want to forget the pain. You want to forget. It's the rush of the sexual experience that makes you forget. It's a split moment. You forget all the pain, all the sadness. You're just in the moment. And it's just you, your desires, and the pleasure. And that kind of leads into the topic of masturbation too. Masturbation can go that way too. People call chronic masturbation a problem.
That's
but it's
true.
people forgetting. And I read this on a psychology site because I do a lot of psychology research here and there. And chronic masturbation is the way of that person's coping with their pain, and it's them in the moment and the way they forget about what the fuck happened in their life.
Yeah.
Because they're just there for the pleasure, and I guess it's the same thing with adrenaline junkies too. Like they follow the adrenaline because they forget about everything in life, and it's just them, their head, and themselves.
Yeah, because like one thing too is like the topic of masturbation, right? Is like I want to express this as well as like most of the self-help gurus are doing nowadays. You know what I mean? They're talking about you know what I mean, like porn or prawn, I guess you could say. YouTube, please don't cancel me. Is it's desensitizing. You know what I mean? It's so bad for especially for young men. Like young men who get introduced to prawn, you know, it's like it sucks because now it's reprogramming your mind to think that I don't know what the hell is going on with this.
It's reprogramming your mind how to like what you should expect in the bed.
Yeah, because you're planning.
Inexperienced. You're not knowing what to do. You're not knowing, oh, every person is different how to pleasure.
Yeah, well, no, I was gonna say more the fact of like it's reprogramming a young man's mind to have like unrealistic expectations. You know, a lot of these prawn stars, you know, they do all the surgery, they have all the plastic, they look super good. You know what I mean? They have the eyelashes, the big old booties and stuff like that. But then when the young man gets set out into the real world and he notices that like, yo, this is not what I was expecting at all, then he gets lonely and shit because he's not quote unquote finding what he was programmed to. You know what I mean? And it also sucks because it's programming your mind for you to be a bystander. You know what I mean? Like it's like a form of cuckolding. It's like you're literally watching some other dude have sex with a chick that you find mildly or extremely attractive, you know? And then now it's not the same. It doesn't feel the same emotionally, you know what I mean? It's not intimate. It's just like mindless fucking, and then you know you wind up lowering your standards or having to because not every chick in the world looks like a surgeon-fied, you know, piece of, you know, a 10, I guess you could say. But that's modified. So you're already at an unfair advantage or a disadvantage, I guess you could say. So I don't know, man. It's just I want to preach that to any young man who happens to watch this. If you're between the ages of like 13 to 18, please stop watching prawn. Stop beating off mindlessly to these women that you'll never meet in your entire lives.
Yeah.
But
So another thing I feel like should be stated, there's some of the most professional actors or actresses out there.
that is true. None of that shit is
They're
authentic.
more professional than Ryan Reynolds. I bet you Ryan Reynolds couldn't pull off a scene like that.
Oh, 100%. Not that I wouldn't
Or
watch it. I'm kidding.
the role play, some of the role play like that they can do.
Right. I don't know. The acting is really bad, but when it comes to like the faking of the orgasm and stuff like that, I mean, yeah, they're the best in the profession. They're best in the field. You know, that's what they're trained to do. And it sucks because now you have the young men that go into these relationships and have the sex for the first time and realize, oh shit, not all of them scream like a siren in the fucking Denmark oceans. You know what I mean? Like,
You can't hear him 3 doors down.
yeah,
Some,
it's not always like that.
some people are quiet. Some people just don't make any noise.
Yeah. Some are pill princesses and some of them are animals. I mean, it's just the name of the game, I guess you could say. But
Alright, here's a question for you, bro.
sure.
How do you feel about your significant other paying for things for you? Like, say y'all are at the mall
Uh-huh.
and you want to buy her like a stuffed animal, bro, and she pulls out her debit card and taps it before you can get yours out of your wallet. How do you feel about that?
So I feel like it's situational. So like if I'm genuinely wanting to buy you something, right? Like I mean, prime example, the previous one, or the most recent one, right? Like I wanted the gesture of paying for our meal. You know, we went to Cracker Barrel and shit, and I wanted the respect of paying. You know what I mean? I have the money. I'm the man. I feel like I should be able to provide. You know what I mean? I'm not saying I don't want your help, but let me have this. You know what I mean? And then she pulled out her card and got it before me. I was genuinely upset because I wanted that satisfaction of having that internal gratitude of being able to provide for a woman. You know what I mean? But if it's like some senseless shit I really don't care about, you know what I mean? And like I said, it's situational. You know what I mean? If I want to buy her some clothes or whatever, some fucking lingerie, but then she's like, no, I'll cover this one. You know what I mean? Like, okay, cool. I mean, that's respectable. But like,
Yeah.
if I tell you like, don't pay for this shit, you know what I mean? And then you pull a quick one on me and you pay for it, I'm gonna be pissed because that was my spotlight. I wanted to provide for you and you took that away from me. You know?
Yeah.
But most of the time though, if you're just buying shit for you, you do you. I don't give a fuck. But me being, like I said, I'll reiterate, is I like the idea of being the provider. So now I'm not gonna waste my money. Like if it's a first date kind of thing, absolutely you're paying for yours. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if I'm in a committed relationship with you, I can almost guarantee you that I will be buying most of the stuff. You know what I mean? So that's my opinion. What about you? What do you think?
So it's a new experience for me because like I've always been the one to like buy things. Like when we go out, like I'm used to like paying for not really clothes or anything, but like like stuffed animals or like food,
Drinks, yeah.
drinks, food, this, that, and the other. And then this girl, she's like, "Oh no, like I want to pay for things too." I'm like, "What?" And it took my wallet from me, and she's like, "I'm paying today. You paid yesterday." And I was like, "No, I'm paying. Like I'm out here hanging out with you.
Right.
I took the time to come hang out with you." She's like, "No, exactly. You took the time out of your day to come see me. This is the least I can do."
Right. I agree. In that
Okay.
aspect, if you want to just trade off, that's respectable. I like that. You're playing your part. You know what I mean? I'm not spending all of my money on you. You wanna partake in supporting the relationship as well. I respect that. But if I'm going out of my way to pay and I make it clear that I want to pay, then I will be doing so. Do not pay for us. You know?
Yeah.
What else you got?
Do you believe in like movie dates or flowers? Like bringing flowers, like say, "Hey, like I really like you. Like here's a little gesture or
We're
here's a little
talking
surprise."
we're talking first date basis.
Not really a not first date basis, but like for me, this girl lives like 2 hours away from me.
Right.
I've been talking to her for like a week or so.
Mm-hmm.
This is before we like started dating. Like I actually made it official.
Right.
I went up there to go visit her, and I was like, like I feel like buying some flowers for her, like. And she really appreciated it. Like she didn't think I was gonna buy her flowers. She's like, "Oh my god, no one's ever bought me flowers before."
Aw.
Besides, like my mom or my dad. Like, but how do you feel like on that standpoint?
Again, situational, right? If it's gonna be first date, I believe that movie dates are not the best way to go because that is a waste of time and money. Because more than likely you're gonna be the one paying for the tickets, and you're also gonna be sitting in a dark room for 3 hours, and you're actually not talking about anything. It's not an intimate time to spend with each other. You don't know anything more than what you didn't know before. You know what I mean? You made no progress. I'm the type of person if we're talking first date basis, I'd prefer some sort of like coffee date or like a beach picnic or something. You know what I mean? Where we actually like somewhat, somewhat forced to have an intimate conversation. You know what I mean? But if we're dating, and it's official, yeah, I'm gonna do little nice gestures here and there. I want to show you my appreciation. If I want to buy you some flowers sometime, I want to show you. You know what I mean? Not having to hug or kiss you. I want to show materialistically that I value you. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But first date, I ain't buying you shit. We gotta see how the fucking night goes first. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if I'm down for like a second date, yeah, I'll probably bring some flowers or something next time, or we go out to the arcade and shit, and I win you a little fucking teddy bear or some shit. I don't know, like, yeah.
Okay.
First date, absolutely not though.
All right. What's the biggest red flag you've ever ran into? Because for me, like my biggest red flag is sex on the first date.
Oh yeah, that's a whole flag right there.
Sex on the first date.
That would be like,
and then they drop the "I love you" bomb too afterwards.
wow, yeah, that's wow, I don't even know what to think of that, dude. I think I'd be overwhelmed. I'd be like, fuck no. You know what I mean? I feel like I'm very affectionate, so if I have a girl that falls for me quick, I find that flattering. But
Especially nice guys like us, we have this tendency of caring really quick. We have this
yes, 100%.
of catching feelings quicker than we should.
Yeah, I'm trying so hard to get away from that.
It's possible,
Mm-hmm.
but you got to learn that divide.
Yeah.
You're what, 22 years old?
Yeah, 21.
Yeah, you've got a long ways to go, bro. Because I'm 23 and I'm still catching myself here and there. Like, and I guess most recently, before I started dating this girl, I was talking to this girl and she would smoke weed because she claimed it helped her anxiety.
No, it's an excuse to be a bothead. That's all right. Respectable. You got your own niche.
Yeah, but I'm like, I'm not really fucking with that. Like, I don't really like hanging out with you and you smelling like pot, this, that, and the other.
Yeah.
Or when I go to kiss you, that's all I taste is pot. Like,
Facts. Facts.
But I want to go like went over her house, hooked up with her, and she dropped the "I love you" bomb, and I was like,
Whoa.
nope, 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 nope.
Too soon.
Yeah.
But honestly, like a red flag. I feel like lack of communication. I feel like taking 2 or 3 business days to respond. I feel like that's a huge red flag because it shows that. Huh?
You take 2 days to respond to me, I immediately think you're not interested, and I'll
Exactly.
go on.
That's what it is.
Women get so mad about that. Like like 2 girls ago that I was talking to.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, "Oh, I just need time for myself." Okay, cool. Like, at least keep me in the loop, like what's going on.
Right.
Your head, this, that, and the other.
Yeah.
She wouldn't talk to me. She didn't talk to me for like 3 to 4 days.
Yeah,
so
that's it.
immediately, like, I assumed you're not interested.
Did you know that 4 seconds of silence from somebody, 4 seconds of silence can trigger the same chemical reactions as rejection? So if we can feel that after 4 seconds, how the fuck do you think we feel after 72 hours? Like, the fuck, you know what I mean? So yeah. I mean, like I said, I feel like it has to do with that disinterest. It feels like I said, I don't like waste my time. So if I feel like I'm emotionally invested, and I'm not saying you have to text me every single point of the day, you know what I mean? That's not what I'm saying at all. But if
at least keep me updated with like huge changes in your life, or like say something
I would
happens at work, or like say like this weird creepy dude comes into work, and starts hitting on you, let me know how that made you feel. Like, let me know like
if I can beat his ass, yeah.
Yeah, like are you uncomfortable? Because obviously, like, if you're talking to a girl and she lives like an hour and a half, 45 minutes away, you're not gonna take the time to go drive
to find him,
waste the gas, to find a man and beat his ass. You're just gonna be like, hey, I'm sorry this made you uncomfortable. Do you want to talk about it?
Yeah.
Keep me updated with like little things like that, or like how's work going? Are people being like, are your coworkers being dicks to you at work? Or how's your family life going? Like,
right.
What's new with your family? Like, keep me updated like with little things like that.
That's what I'm saying.
At night, when we FaceTime, we can go in detail about little things like that.
My minimum that I would look for is like at least have a conversation every day. Like, sure, some people might think that's too much, but I don't think. I said this earlier. I don't agree with the fact of texting and talking to other all day. But I would expect, or at least hope, at the end of each day we can at least catch up on what happened throughout the day. You know what I mean? So if you're taking 3 or 4 days to respond, that shows that you are not prioritizing me or us like at all. You know what I mean? And sure, that might sound needy, but at the end of the day, I mean, if I'm gonna spend time to get to know you, and I'm on my phone pretty consistently though, because I have to. Doing all the social media shit, you know what I mean, and constant group chats and fucking all the friends and TikTok and all that shit, right? Like, I'm on my phone. Like, if you shoot me a text, I will respond faster than Barry Allen himself. You know what I mean? Like, I have no issue doing that. And that doesn't, to me, I don't see that as needy or cleanness. It's just convenience. I'm always on my phone. So if you shoot me a text, I'm going to respond quick as hell, you know? And, so because that's who I am, that's how I respond quickly. If I don't get that same reciprocation, at least like within a day, I'll be like, okay, she doesn't give a fuck. You know what I mean? And then I feel like I waste my time again, and that's what fucking hurts. Cause like the first time, me and the recent one, were together for like that weekend. Like, I would text her, you know what I mean? I wouldn't like. It wasn't multiple texts a day. It was just like once every day. You know what I mean? Like, but she wasn't responding at all. And it was like 4 or 5 days. I'm thinking like, fuck, man. Like, after everything she said about like, like how safe she felt and blah, blah, blah. Like, and then I don't hear anything from you. Like, I'm thinking some shit happened. You know what I mean? I'm thinking some shit fucking went down. You got into a car crash or something. Or somebody like straight up kidnapped you and murdered you or some shit. I don't know. Especially when we're talking consistently for like 2 days. You know what I mean? And then
I don't know where you just disappeared.
Yeah, just completely disappeared. That's gonna have me thinking, and then I tend to overthink. Yeah, and then I start fucking getting my own head about shit. And then as soon as you text, "Hey, sorry, I've been busy," then all of it kind of diminishes. Like, I think that's so shitty, but that's the name of the game. You know what I mean? So I mean, yeah, I think communication's a big thing. If
How,
I
like, what's your standpoint on cheating?
cheating, man, you
It
got some
kind of
really
gets.
good questions.
So for me, I have a good story. I didn't cheat, but I've hooked up with a girl before,
Mhm.
and I went back to her hotel room because she was down in San Diego visiting. Got it. I went back to her hotel room. I was like, okay, cool. Like she's like I kind of fuck with this. I was like, I think she's just down here visiting. I was not gonna see the girl again. Fuck it, I'm gonna go hook up with her. Got to the hotel room. We started doing it, and in the act, she's in the middle of moaning. She's like, "Oh my god, you can't tell my husband." I'm like,
What the fuck?
"What?" I literally stopped mid-stroke, bro, and I was like, "What did you just say?" She's like, "You can't tell my husband." I was like,
I'm gone. First of
I,
all, how the fuck am I gonna know your husband? First of all, bitch, use your goddamn
I,
head.
I just looked at her like I had no words. I was like, "Well, I can't stop now. I'm already like in my mind, I'm like, I can't stop now. I'm already like
True, almost there.
halfway there. Yeah, like I'm already there. I'm already inside this." Like,
Right. Yeah, too late now.
so I just fucking full sent it.
I guess my thing is like my standpoint on cheating. I can't confirm or deny anything, but I will say I kind of agree with what's going on with like Sneeko and Andrew Tate. They're more into traditional stuff, you know what I mean? Where the idea throughout human existence is that men can have multiple women, but it is absolutely detesting to have women having multiple men. You know what I mean? It's like the phrase, a lock that opens to many keys is a broken ass fucking lock. You know what I mean? But a key that can open every door is a master key. You know what I mean? It's one of those
What's
things.
that religion called?
You said what?
Where what is that religion called? Where
Is
men can have multiple women?
Islam?
Is it Islam?
There's Islam, and then I think Catholicism has some sort of polygamy as well. Don't quote me on that though. I'm not too sure. I know Islam for sure though.
I think it's Mormon.
Yeah, that's the one. But there Islam
Um,
also has polygamy. But cheating, yeah. If a girl cheats on me, that's the end. If I cheat on a girl, I hope they don't take it personal, but it's just like it's just mindless sex to me. Like if I go out, you know what I mean, let's say I go on like a business trip or some shit, right? And hopefully this does not come to bite me in the ass one day because that would suck. I'm not saying I partake in any of this consistently, okay? I'm just saying if case scenario, right? I go on a business trip and shit and I just, night out with the boys and then I find some chick and I just, one night stand kind of thing. There's no emotion involved. You know what I mean? There's nothing there. It's just,
yeah.
I like a squirrel. I just got my nut and left. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But if on the opposite end, if a chick cheats on me, that's women find sex a lot more emotional than men do. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I feel like a woman cheating on me is an absolute betrayal in the sense of like you know that shit is emotional and you were doing it to get at me. You know?
Mm-hmm.
That is an emotional betrayal on that end. So, like I said, I don't participate. I don't condone cheating. I'm not saying it's okay to do, but in a likely scenario, yeah. If I were to cheat, she's gonna be mad. I'm gonna make it up for it because obviously it's not gonna happen often, But if it does, it's one of those things. You know what I mean? It's just mindless sex. But if she cheats
So,
on me, yeah, I'm gonna be pretty pissed. That's probably gonna be
so
at
would
the
you
end.
consider this like scenario cheating? So like say like I said earlier with that girl that kind of like left me hanging for like 2-3 days,
Yeah, yeah.
and I went and did my own thing,
Mhm.
but we were just talking. Like there was no title. We weren't really exclusive.
Yeah.
We were just talking.
Mhm.
And she left me hanging for 3 days, and we'd been talking for 3 months. Like I never like wanted to go see her in person before, like official, like go. She
Yeah.
wanted to know this. I wanted to go fly out there and like actually ask her out in person,
Mhm.
get her flowers, take her out to nice dinner, da da da. And when she did that, I was like, you know what, fuck this. Like she's not interested anymore.
Mhm.
I'm not gonna sit here and wait for her to tell me what the fuck's going on because I've asked her multiple times. She opens my message
Mhm.
and doesn't respond, or opens my message, sends a picture of her
Damn.
cat. And I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, okay. And I'll ask him like, hey, what the fuck is going on? You usually tell me, like, you're not sending me any like letters, no words, nope.
Right.
You're not formulating a sentence here.
Mm-hmm.
You're just sending me a picture of your fucking cat.
Yeah.
I tried FaceTime her. She would side my me. She's like, can't. I'm hanging out with this guy. What
Really?
fucking guy?
Hey,
What
you
fucking
listen
guy?
here. You listen here,
I'm like,
motherfucker.
hey, yo.
Damn.
Yeah. So I went out to the bar that night,
Mm,
and I ended up back at this hotel room,
nice.
and I hooked up with this girl, and I was like, okay, cool. This
Don't
is
tell the
nice.
husband. Yeah.
No, not that.
Oh,
girl.
okay. I'm just joking.
But no, but I ended up hooking up with this girl, and she ended up finding out somehow. Some fucking way or form. She sent me an email, not even a text message. She sent me an email. She's like, "Did you cheat on me?" I was like, "What are you talking about?" She's like, "Did you hook up with this girl?" Da 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 da. Like, how did you know about this? She's like, "I had a dream about it last night." I'm like,
What
"Oh
the
my goodness."
fuck?
I'm like, I didn't tell a single soul. How did you find out? And I was
Yeah.
like tripping. I was like, this girl can see my fucking future.
Yeah, swear.
I was like, I
But
need to go.
for me, I don't know. I've had instances where, you know, I was in a relationship and wound up doing some dirty deeds. You know what I mean? Well, like I said, and it was mindless. There was no emotion involved. I never said anything. You know what I mean? No one ever knew. Only a couple people. You know what I mean? The boys. You know, the tribe. But yeah, they shamed me for it. I wasn't so shameful for it, but I definitely after that instance, you know, I was like, damn, this actually this can affect a lot more than just me. You know what I mean? So then that's when I definitely backed off and was like, okay, I'm done with this shit. I'm just gonna stay committed. I'm just gonna do my own thing. You know, it's more of like a disrespectful aspect of it. But yeah, for your instance though, if you're not in a committed relationship and you go do your thing because this one wanted to fucking desert you, then she has no right to be mad. You know what I mean? Because you guys weren't in a committed relationship. There was no title, no 100% involved feelings. You know what I mean? So if you're gonna leave me hanging, then I'm not gonna waste my fucking time. I'm a squirrel. Feel me? If I can get my nut, I'm gonna get it. So
Yeah.
that's how I feel about that. What else you got?
Oh, thank you. Would you ever drive 6 hours to fuck a girl?
6 hours?
Yeah. I've never done it, but I've heard stories of other dudes doing it. Like, oh, I drove to fucking Vegas to go hook up with this girl.
Absolutely not. Nope.
And I'm like, dude, you got to show me a picture. I'm like, was she like?
She had
10 out of all 10s. Like,
she would have to be a fucking celebrity.
I know.
That's what I'm saying. I would not drive fucking 6 hours for probably mid stinky pussy. No, thank you.
I'm like, dude, you gotta show me a fucking picture of this girl.
Yeah, I'm not.
You showed me a picture, and she was about a 9 out of 10. I'm like, all right. Like,
Really?
I'm like, how was she? Like, was she like outside of like the sex? Was she cool to hang out with? Like, because obviously you're gonna drive 6 hours. You're gonna stay the night. You're gonna stay the weekend.
Absolutely. The fuck?
You're not gonna drive out there just to drive back.
I'm not driving no fucking 12 hours for some mid. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm like, how was it? Like, was it worth the stay? Was it worth the sex? He's like, dude, it was. Like, she was hot as fuck.
There you
Showed
go.
me pictures. She was hot as fuck.
I
And
think.
I'm like, all right, now tell me, how was she to hang out with? He's like, dude, she's a fucking blast. She's a little crackhead, this, that, and the other.
Wow.
I'm
Okay.
like, all
Good
right,
for
I
him.
feel that.
I would say the max I've ever driven was like an hour. That's it. That's only from here to LA. That's it.
I mean, I've driven. I drive 2 hours every other weekend to go see this girl,
Yeah.
which is to LA pretty much from where I'm at.
Yeah, I mean that's acceptable though. You know what I mean? Because that's commitment. But for like a one-time thing,
There's shit to do in LA too. Like, even if things doesn't work out, I can just go fucking explore LA.
oh yeah, absolutely, bro. That's what I'm saying. But nah, the most I've ever driven was an hour. That's it. Never more, never less. Well, okay. I've definitely driven. I think the quickest I've ever gone is like 2 minutes, like on the other side of the street. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, man.
Shit next door.
Huh? Yeah. But
Ooh, here's a good one for you. What's the craziest place you've ever hooked up with a girl?
a $3.2 million mansion.
No fucking way.
Yeah, it honestly, I just say that because it sounds impressive. It's true. It was $3.2 million, but it was just like a normal house. It was just on Laguna Beach, so it was like extremely expensive to live there. But I would say it was a really cool experience though, because they had like a second house in the backyard. It was like 2 stories. Like upstairs was like the living room and like the kitchenette, and then there was a spiral staircase that went downstairs, and it was the most soundproof fucking downstairs location I've ever experienced my entire life. Like, we could have done, bro, an atomic bomb could have gone off and no one would have known. You know what I mean?
Could have done some Dexter shit down there.
Swear. But DD, yeah, that was fun though, for sure. That was the first time I ever finished inside. Every time else I pulled out, but damn, dude, that thing was fire. Feel me?
Yeah, bro. Fucking, that brings up another topic. How do you feel about women telling you they're on birth control? Would you still wrap it up or pull out?
Absolutely.
100% same.
I
don't know if you're telling the truth. Like, I don't know if you're telling the pill.
Yep.
Like taking the pill.
Yep.
Or you have that shit in your arm, or even IUD.
Never trust that shit ever.
Because what if you just got it? Like, there's always that like 1% chance you can get the girl pregnant.
Because there's the chick I was just talking about in Laguna Beach. When I finished, I made sure she had a plan B. I definitely won that game because I spent no money. But anyway, she had the plan B, and I finished, and I was like, take that. She was on birth control, but I was like, take that plan B, and because I said I'm gonna go piss real quick, but I'm not gonna go piss until I see you take it. She's like, no, just go pee. I'll take it. I'm like, no, take it right the fuck now. I said, before I go upstairs. And she was like, oh, fine. So then she took it. I was like, okay, cool. And I went upstairs. But yeah, I still, even if, because the most recent chick, she was on birth control too. She gave me the go ahead to, put the bread in the oven. But I'm like, no, I still will not do that. Honestly, damn, I hope she never sees this. But I actually didn't finish either time.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's always the worst. Like walking out and you're like, damn.
But okay. But that's it's nothing against her though. It was nothing having to do with that. It was.
It's like in the moment too. Like it applies. Like, were you drinking? Were you?
For the second time I didn't have whiskey dick or anything, but we were.
Had whiskey dick.
No, I didn't. It was just a little bit of a promiscuous situation where she had a friend that was staying over, and she was sleeping in my room as well, but she was like sleeping on the ground type shit. And so she wanted us to go to the bathroom, and so we didn't do anything in the room with her friend. So when we went to the bathroom. I don't know how many times she finished or whatever, but she had said after a little bit of time, she's like, we should probably go back to the room, so it doesn't seem fishy. What the fuck? Who gives a shit? You know what I mean? But whatever. Had to respect it. Blah, blah, blah. But still, yeah, to answer, finish off the point, no pun intended. Yeah, even if she's on the pill, I still would not trust that shit. Pull out game Hercules.
All right, this goes into the subject of what's the craziest thing you've done during sex, or like craziest like scenario you've been in.
Craziest
I have
scenario.
definitely. Like you said, her friend was sleeping on the floor like next to y'all. I was in like a king size bed with like this girl's 2 other friends, and they were sleeping next to her.
Damn,
So it was
look at
me-
you. Holy
So it
shit.
was me on the end.
Yep.
It was her next to me.
Yep.
It was her friend, and then it was her other friend.
Uh-huh.
And she was like sitting there fucking with me. We were like watching a movie, and I was like, you know what? Like, I kind of pull her pants down. She pulls mine down.
Nice.
Like, I just, slide it in.
Yep.
And her friends were still awake.
Damn.
Yeah.
Not a boy. I think the craziest situation I've been in. This was a point in time where I wasn't actually having sex at this point. It was just like high school shit, just blowing each other kind of thing.
Yeah.
I had snuck into her house at 3 a.m. and we locked the door and we 69 while her parents were sleeping. And then the next morning, her dad normally, knocks on the door and says hey or whatever, or like, I'm going to work, blah blah blah, have a good day. But he came and knocked on the door, but the door was locked, obviously, right? And then she just didn't get up, and so he just walked away. I was like, dude, I could have fucking died that day, swear to God. But yeah, that was the crazy situation I've been in.
I had this girl over. It was before I went on like this business trip, and I was still living at home with my parents and shit. And fucking, I had this girl over, and I was sleeping. I didn't have locks on my door.
Yeah.
And like I totally forgot I was gonna kick her out like right before my stepdad woke up, because he usually comes in and says, "Hey, I'm going to work. Have a good day."
Yeah.
And my mom had done that, and I heard my mom coming, and I was still sleeping. I was like, "Shit, okay, my mom's awake. I gotta get this girl the fuck out of here."
Yeah.
And I went back to sleep like a dumbass. My stepdad opened the door, turned on the light, started throwing shit. He's like, "What the fuck? Da, 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 da. You get the fuck out of the house!" I was like,
damn. Yeah.
So I got her out of the house. I went in the head. I was like, I gotta go somewhere. So I went and ate breakfast.
There you go.
I went and got a little bit of brunch. I was like, I gotta go. Before I go to the airport, I gotta eat something.
Yeah. Was that like the day before you went to fucking boot camp or some shit?
Yeah.
Damn.
I was like, yo.
Alright. What other topics you got?
Shit.
Probably got time for like maybe one or two more questions.
I think that's all I got for today, bro.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I've been up for fucking 23 hours.
Bro, you gotta get some sleep. You
Yeah.
gotta work tomorrow.
Yeah, I do. Oh, luckily I'm on nights, so that's good.
That's not
But
It
alright,
was
well,
good talking to you.
yeah, man.
I look forward to doing this shit again with you.
Hey, absolutely. We'll try to change up subjects so we don't make our audience a little uncomfortable. But yeah, man. I'm gonna speak to the audience now. Thank you for everybody who has tuned in thus far. You made it this far, go ahead and drop a like down below. I'd really appreciate any and all engagement you guys provide. If you guys enjoyed today's episode, if you would like to give any suggestions, give a comment down below as well. I would greatly appreciate it. And we'll see you guys in episode 4. Have a great one. Peace.